Once upon a time, during the harshest days of winter, a queen sat beside her glass window, knitting a frock for her unborn daughter. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind blew the window open, and the needle pricked her finger. 2 drops of red blood fell onto the white snow. Seeing the red and white together, the queen made a wish.
May my daughter's face be as fair as snow, her lips as red as blood, and her hair as black as the dark night.
And her wish came true. A baby girl was born exactly as she had imagined. The king named her Snow White. But this happiness didn't last long. The queen fell ill and passed away within a few days. A year later, the king married again. The new queen was very beautiful, but she was strict-hearted and full of jealousy. She owned a magical mirror that always spoke the truth. Every morning she would say,
"Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?"
And the mirror always replied,
"You are the fairest, my queen."
As time passed, Snow White grew older, kind, gentle, and loved by everyone. When Snow White turned 17, the queen asked the mirror the same question.
"Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?"
The mirror replied,
"You are beautiful, but Snow White is now the fairest of all."
The queen's face turned red with anger. One morning, she summoned the royal hunter and ordered,
"Take Snow White into the forest and end her life. Bring back proof of her death."
The hunter took Snow White into the forest. And just as he raised his sword, Snow White held his hands and pleaded, "Have mercy on me. I will leave forever and never return." The hunter felt pity for her. On his way back, he killed a deer and took a piece of its meat to the queen as proof. Snow White wandered alone in the forest. At night, glowing stones shimmered softly, and the animals stayed by her side to protect her. After many hours, she saw a small cottage with crystals sparkling inside. She knocked, but no one answered. So she stepped in. Inside, she found 5 small chairs, 5 plates, and 5 beds, along with maps and glowing stones she couldn't understand. Food was placed on the table. She was starving, so she ate it. As soon as she finished, sleep overtook her. Exhausted, she fell into a deep slumber. The cottage belonged to 5 dwarves who had been out working. When they returned, they realized someone had been in their home. "Who sat in my chair? Who ate my food? And who is sleeping in my bed still asleep?" Then they saw Snow White fast asleep. They didn't wake her and slept quietly themselves. In the morning, Snow White woke up and found them gathered around her. She told them her entire story and asked for shelter. The dwarves agreed.
"You could stay if you took care of our home and chores."
Snow White immediately accepted. The next morning, the queen once again asked her mirror,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
The mirror replied,
You are beautiful, but Snow White, who lives in the distant mountains, is fairer than you.
The queen realized Snow White was still alive. She decided she would kill Snow White herself. The next day, she disguised herself and went to the cottage. Tricking Snow White, she tied a magical ribbon around her waist. As soon as it tightened, Snow White fainted and fell to the floor. When the dwarves returned, they immediately cut the ribbon off. Snow White regained consciousness. The next morning, as they left for work, the dwarves warned her not to open the door for anyone. The queen then prepared a poisoned comb. She knocked on the door, but Snow White didn't open it. The queen said,
Don't open the door, just take this comb. It will make your hair shine even more.
Snow White took the comb, but the moment she used it, she fainted. When the dwarves came home, they removed the comb, and Snow White came back to life.
Welcome home, Snow White. We've missed you.
The next day, the queen poisoned an apple and went again. Snow White was standing at the window. When she saw the apple, she immediately took a piece and ate it. This time, the dwarves couldn't save her. They placed her inside a crystal coffin. In the sunlight, she sparkled like a diamond. A few days later, a prince arrived searching for magical stones to heal his sister. He saw the coffin and found Snow White incredibly beautiful. He asked the dwarves for permission to take her with him.
Can I take her with me? Please.
After some hesitation, they agreed. On the way, the coffin stumbled against a rock, and a piece of the apple slipped from Snow White's mouth. She breathed and woke up. The prince took her hand and brought her to his palace. A few days later, Snow White returned to her own palace, where the queen was preparing a new spell. The moment Snow White entered, the mirror shouted, "She has returned, the fairest of them all, Snow White!" Frightened, the queen stumbled, hit the mirror, and it shattered. The broken spell backfired and burned her to ashes. After the queen's death, Snow White became the new queen. She invited the dwarves to her palace and always took great care of them. She ruled her kingdom with love and kindness, winning the prayers of everyone. She lives on in people's hearts even today. They remember her as Snow White, the Queen of Light.